it's simply the only way that he was going to convince me to watch One Piece, because I don't have that type of patience at all.
I'm glad you're editing this episode, bro.
As the first woman here on this, and you better not cut this out, Kiwi.
Oh, Don't Starve. Yes, I remember this. It's so good.
Very good game.
I was like, okay, this is starting to get toxic. All right, welcome back again to RPG, just Really Passionate Geeks here. This is episode 13. Happy Friday. What? As you can see, we have a special guest on the show, which I'll introduce here in a moment. But we are the Quattro 4-person co-op team of today, and I'm excited to go over our topics for today. Hope you guys are ready. But as we begin, I always like to do our introductions. If you haven't been following RPG before, just a really casual bonfire type of chat. Just a bunch of friends and geeks just talking about whatever nerdy and geek related kind of stuff. I am your host, Justin Williams. I am an ex-Blizzard recruiter. Currently, I am the director of recruiting for Games for Love, the organization I share with John Woolheim here. So really excited to be part of that organization and just really hoping to help out as many gamers as I can. We'll pass on the mic. Oh, let's actually do a quick fit check. Fit check. So I'm doing the Linkin Park hoodie today.
Oh, Hammer Pants.
And we got the Hammer Pants with Ayla, the 90s Hammer Pants.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the parachute pants.
Parachute Hammer Pants.
Yep. So now you know.
Now I know.
All right. I'll pass it on to John, my other JW squared, your fit check and who you are.
Well, hello, folks. I am John, and I am currently not running for President of the United States, which means I'll probably be able to articulate more than 3 words in one sentence on this podcast today. What am I wearing? Well, I'm wearing Nicholas and the Cages, everyone's favorite band.
There you go.
That doesn't exist, but should. I'm with Games for Love as well. I'm over here, Vice President of People and Partnerships, working with that JW right there, trying to make better things happen in children's hospitals through video games.
All right.
I'm going to throw it over to Kiwi. You want to go next, and we can save the position of honor for our guest?
Yep.
Save the seat of honor, best for last. Well, anyways, let's see. Drip check, right? Is that what we're doing? I got the Peacemaker. I am ready for season 2. They just announced a brand new intro dance routine. I'm stoked. I can't wait to see what it's going to be all about. John Cena, probably his best role ever. So, super stoked about that. Just kept it casual, just pulling it out. And that's really it. That's all I got for you today. So I'll just let Ayla take over.
Yeah, and you're missing your hat.
Oh, that's right. No hat to match today. Well, I finally got a haircut. I look halfway decent. I figured I'd rock it.
You look 128% decent, my friend.
All right, we have Ayla on the show. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ayla. I fit check. I'm wearing Hammer Pants, and this one specifically has Edward Cullen from Twilight on it. I'm very into these pants. They are my identity. I wear these types of pants every day.
So Team Edward.
As one.
I am, Team Edward.
Team Edward, or you're Team Jacob?
Well, okay, so it depends. In the books, I'm Team Edward. In the movies, I'm Team Jacob. If you know, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Abs.
No shirt. I've got it.
He knows. So I am the founder and creative director of Cave Bear Games, which is a new indie studio by and for juniors trying to break into the game industry. And we are making a game called Plantasia. But today I'm here to talk about nerd stuff. That's not the game I'm making. So I'm very excited to be here.
But it is nerd stuff. Plantasia. It sounds like the new Never Ending Story Part 3 movie.
I don't think I know what that is.
What?
Never seen the Never Ending Story? Oh,
and that's the end of the show, folks. Okay, bye.
I'm so sorry.
Wait,
there's
a part 3? They're making a third?
No. I'm just saying there's only 2. But the first one, you gotta watch it. It's called classic. If you like movies like Goonies, Back to the Future, you gotta watch the Never Ending Story, Falcor, and you can skip the scene with the horse. That's probably the most iconic scene. Yeah, we don't talk about the horse.
It's a rough one.
We don't talk about the
Emotional
horse.
damage.
Emotional damage. First time I think I ever cried as a little kid.
Does a
Honestly.
horse die? Are you telling me to watch a movie in which a horse dies?
At least it's not a dog. A movie where a dog dies, done. No.
That's true and accurate.
It's no way. Can't
Yeah.
do it.
Children acting was a big step ahead back then. I'll give him that. Yeah.
And it was a cool name, Atreyu. I've always wanted that name, Atreyu, somehow, like a pet. But then some '90s ska band took over that name, Atreyu, and I was like, that works too. Well, anyways, enough of the memory lane stuff. We're probably bored to death, Ayla here, but we have some fun topics to go over here today. I think there's a lot of stuff in the news, and with me, as you know, if you've been watching RPG, each week, one of our co-hosts will drive the whole conversations with topics. And I have some, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's bad luck, but I have some really fun topics and some maybe controversial topics to talk about this week. A lot of stuff in the news. I don't know what's going on in the news. A lot of crazy people, especially after the debate last night, right? But something came up. So I was reading a news article, and it was a BuzzFeed article about like a dating quiz or something like that. And then it came on there, would you date a fellow coworker? And I thought about this would be a good topic to talk about.
I'm married. Sorry.
Well, no.
You work from home?
We're all married except for Ayla here, but we can still talk about this, right? Would you date a gamer? Would you marry a gamer? Would you not marry a gamer, and why not?
Oh.
Or if you have some interesting stories to tell, which I do, which I'll save, but I want to hear your guys' opinion. Anyone want to tee up here?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
In high school and throughout my dating career, or whatever you want to call it, there's been some fellow gamers and stuff in there that have had the same interests. And it's great. It has its moments. I don't think it's a necessity, right? I mean, my wife right now doesn't even try. She wants nothing to do with the games, but she loves me enough to let me mess around with them all day. So I think that's a win-win. Definitely bounce off each other, right? Different personalities, opposites attract. It works out well, and then I don't have to share any screen time. We don't have to take turns. So there's that.
How about you, Ayla?
John, you're smirking over there.
I am not married, unlike the three of you, I suppose. I am in a relationship, and he's actually the only gamer that I have dated. Maybe one of my other boyfriends was a gamer, but definitely not to the same extent. But the thing with us is that we play different games, so we always want to play games together and never can, because he plays, the very classic RPGs of like Elden Ring and what else does he play? Oh, God of War. Those very linear kind of RPGs. And I am very much an indie, not even just cozy games, but I like city builders. I like just indies in general. I like survival. I would love to play a survival game with this man, but he just does not like survival games.
You mean like Dead by Daylight? Or like Rust?
More like
Survival,
Rust.
Or like Rust.
Island survival, or
like the Forest, Sons of the Forest.
Okay.
I was playing Planet Crafter recently, which is an amazing sci-fi one, and Don't Starve is one of the best survival games I've ever played.
Don't Starve.
I've never played
many awards.
I've never played. Was it Dead Before
Let me add
Daylight?
this to my Steam wish list right now.
Yeah, Don't Starve is fantastic.
What was one kind of recently where you're like miniaturized and there's like giant ants and spiders and things like
Grounded?
that? Grounded, yep.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Grounded. I really like it. I need to buy it at some point. I played it like during a free trial or something, and it was really good. Very Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which I loved as a kid. So
Great content too.
Rick Moranis, man.
Mhm.
Legend.
Classic. All right,
Good.
John, I'm waiting for your answer. I'm
Your
very
turn, John.
interested for your answer.
So my answer is it depends. That's your classic human resources answer. So I have dated gamers, and there's the double-edged blade. And Kiwi, I think it goes to what you were just saying, because sometimes it's great because you can play together, and sometimes it's not so great because you always have to kind of play together. It's like when you're watching a show with your significant other and they're really into it, but you can't. You better not watch the new episode without them. Otherwise, that's like probably worse than cheating, right? Like it's a level of infidelity that like you can't do.
Confirm.
Right? But here's the thing. I think we live in an era, and you, Ayla, touched right on it. There's such a diversity of games and ways to play now that it's not just all we play World of Warcraft together or we play action sims or FPSs together. Now there's just so much to do. You can play in different sandboxes, and one of which you play together. So I would definitely now, going back, if I were in that position, I would totally date a gamer.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the diversity of the games out there now, right? You don't have to share. You just kind of make one of those really cute Instagram where your two desks touch each other, but they're totally decorated different, right?
Oh, Justin's the master of posting battle stations on LinkedIn. Follow Justin's LinkedIn/battle stations channel on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I do post a lot of battle stations that I see. Kiwi, just a quick mic check. Just put your mic a little bit closer to your...
Is it too close? Am I eating it? Or?
Yeah, it's
kind of quiet.
Kind of quiet.
Oh, is it?
Oh, Don't Starve. Yes, I remember this. It's so good.
Very good game.
All of my settings should...
I play the single player mostly, but...
Oh, it's $2 right now.
Which one? Don't Starve Together or Don't Starve?
Don't Starve. Oh, just Don't Starve is down 75%.
Nice.
And the whole bundle, like you get it all for $15.
Yeah, it's a super sale right now on Steam.
Worth it.
Don't
Starve Together is like the one that they kind of upkeep the most.
Just gonna buy it.
I don't think... I think I've been using my built-in computer.
Oh, yeah. It sounds better. Sounds better. All right, we done with the mic check?
Thought your voice lacked its typical vibrato and Pavarotti-esque glory.
See, I love my indie games, but I just can't play them. I just can't. Like, I need to play the AAA. I need to play the AAA, the premiums.
Listen, I'm not gonna... I love a good World of Warcraft classic, you know? I love that. But indies just... I hop games so often.
Same.
Indies are just the way to go for me.
No,
Ayla, did you play... Are you into roguelike at all?
No. Oh, that's something that he is into, and I just can't.
Oh.
I just can't do it. I tried Hades.
Hades too.
Yeah, I tried Hades. It was good. I just
which by the way started off as an indie game, but I love when they start off as an indie game and then they go,
right, yeah.
Triple Death Must Die is so good. It's so good.
Is it a roguelike?
Oh yeah.
Well, the benefit to having a partner that plays the opposite games that you do is that I get to watch him play these games and still get the knowledge and the lore and the pop culture references without having to do the work myself.
It is a stressful game genre. I will say that. Like, it is pure cortisol.
Yeah.
You
I'm not
can't.
trying to stress. I'm trying to base build and gather, and I don't really like combat all that much, so.
I'm down for a good Stardew Valley once in a while. Our friend from Bad Friends podcast.
Lost him.
Justin, you offended Kiwi again.
Yeah, offended. I'm so sorry.
How many times, man? You can actually play. You can play Vampire Survivors, and I think you can play Stardew Valley in a Tesla now. Oh, in the arcade thing.
That's
why?
Right?
We good?
I'm trying not to interrupt the conversation.
No, the mic is good now. The mic is good.
Okay, good.
The mic is good.
It wouldn't let me switch mics.
Sorry about the mic check. All right, we're gonna go kick it back into the topic here.
All right, I'll cut it up and chop it in there. It'll be funny.
No worries. All right, for me, I actually have an interesting story. I used to stream. I used to stream on Mixer, and I'm one of those people trying to make it in the business back then. And I dated another streamer. She was a very popular streamer. Now, I liked that we both did play a lot of games together and we both shared the same interest in the games. What I didn't like is how too much of something is bad? It's like if I play Overwatch too much, even though I love Overwatch, like I get sick of it. And honestly, well, she's an ex now. And honestly, I got sick of playing all my games with her. I was like, I just want to play my own game. Like, I want to play my World of Warcraft game. I want to play my Diablo 4. Like, every time I play Diablo 4, I don't want you to play Diablo 4 with me. And then it crept into my streaming. Like, she would always want to be on my stream. She got super jealous of, like, if there was any females in chat. She would go stalk their Instagram, and yeah, it was a hot mess. Even if a girl said hi, you know, it was just like that. But then that kind of played into my psyche, and then it made me jealous, which I'm normally not a jealous guy. Like, I don't care, you know, if guys hit on my girl. It just shows that my girl's hot. And then I started getting jealous. And then I was like, okay, this is starting to get toxic. I don't like this relationship. And again, this is probably a one-off. So I'm not saying every relationship is like that, because I see a lot of relationships out there that are great. But for me, I was just like, that made me turn the wheel and be like, I'm going to find a girl who doesn't play games at all. And then, and that's how I met my wife. She's Ukrainian. She is your typical Barbie girl. We dressed up as Barbie and Ken for Halloween, if you follow my LinkedIn. But yeah, blonde hair, blue eyes, tan, you know, tall, and loves to dress up. We made a deal. Every time I buy something new geeky, whether it's a new monitor or a new graphics card, I have to give her a new purse. It works out well. She doesn't mess with my gaming time. She's always said that she wanted to play games with me, but this is the person that fell asleep during the Super Mario movie. So I don't have high expectations.
Oh man, that's couples counseling right there. That's like,
but see, I love that.
Right.
I love that we're complete opposites. We're like yin and yang.
It's true.
which one are you?
Yeah, I've been getting my
I'm the
wife
dark
to watch the Fallout show with me, and I think I might have hooked her. I don't know. And she might have picked up the sticks every once in a while and tried to play some Call of Duty.
Picked up the sticks.
Probably just to appease me or make me happy, I guess. But she's a trooper.
She's willing to pick up a game for you, and you've put her on Call of Duty.
It was just what I had at the time, and it was about 3 years ago. It was a halfway decent release. And
that was a mistake.
Did you start out with having her go on mic in a lobby?
Yeah.
Dude, no, I put her right up against all the 13-year-olds. I wanted her to really.
He's an abuser. Rough.
Oh my god.
How to never have to share a game console with someone.
It's like I've never got sexually harassed so much within 5 minutes, and my husband actually forced me in here.
That's like when you they ask you to do the laundry and you like just fuck it up as bad as you can just so you never have to do it again. Here you go, babe.
Oh, that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, just play
some Call of Duty. Weaponized incompetence. You just admitted weaponized incompetence.
Kiwi, we're not supposed to talk about it.
You guys are killing
Fight
me.
Club, bro.
We're past that because I even tried to actually do it correctly one time and I still didn't accomplish it. So we're
you
past
actually
that.
tried one time. Wow.
Oh, I love Ayla's energy here. She is bringing it to Kiwi. Kiwi, you're not lighting up.
I'm glad you're editing this episode, bro.
As the first woman here on this, and you better not cut this out, Kiwi. As the first woman on here, I have to put you men in your place. All right, you know, you want those female viewers, you got them. I'll bring them to you.
Although we do have a fine mix because John does bring in a lot of that feminine energy, which my wife constantly likes to bring up. Are you sure John's not on the other, doesn't play for the other team? Like, no, he plays for. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, John does bring in that feminine side as well too.
That's why Ayla and I are on the top half of the screen.
Oh, I have you guys. We're all equal on mine.
Oh, there you go. We're all equal. I love it. All right. Well, that was a great fun topic. Especially, you know, I love Ayla's vibe in here. So let's get it going here. Second thing I want to talk about is a topic in video game: the worst dressed video game character. Now, this was also in Reddit and BuzzFeed as well, where they did actually rankings on the worst dressed video game characters. What makes their outfit so bad? You know, or are there any characters whose fashion sense you actually admire?
We talking about like practicality, like Bayonetta, like just absolute ridiculous.
You know, I'll go off. You know, first. You know, One Piece. I love the hat. The hat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's totally, you know, 1930s Southern hat, you know, type of charm, but I love it.
Yeah, but then he has that ripple red coat for a while. And I'm like, why? I'm literally watching One Piece right now for the first time. My partner is really, really into it, and we're watching One Pace, which is like the shorter one.
That's the one we actually talked about that before. Remember how they cut down the cheat code?
It's called One Pace.
One Pace. Yep.
It's like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Where they remove the fillers.
Yeah, they remove the filler.
I recommend that to anyone.
It's simply the only way that he was going to convince me to watch One Piece, because I don't have that type of patience at all. I've tried to watch Naruto again through so many times, and I just can't, because there's so much filler. And so One Piece is going really well, but Robin, she has some great fits, and then she has some not great fits, and then Nami looks great most of the time. So I'm into that.
That's my girl, Nami.
Robin's my girl. I love Robin, but I do have some ships that I like, and I would love to tell you guys about them to see how you think of them. First of all, I do ship Nami and Zoro. I love it. I don't know. I think Zoro is very like quiet, but he's still very obedient. He still does what Nami says, and he just doesn't argue with it. Nami's very hot-headed. However, Sanji and Robin, I think that's super cute. I think, Robin's real cute to Sanji. She thanks him and stuff, and he's obviously very all for the women in a good way, in a way that's like, I'll do whatever you want and expect nothing in return, and that's what we like. All right.
I think I agree. If we're staying on games, I think Mortal Kombat set a lot of precedents in character outfits and revealing ones, badass ones, Scorpion. I mean, you got to be like a Mortal Kombat character at least once for Halloween in your life, right? Yeah,
iconic. Just like Mario and Luigi, just iconic costumes. I definitely do think
cool hats for you, Justin.
Yeah, like Raiden.
Raiden's hat is pretty baller. The rice hat. What about bad dressed characters?
Well, two come to mind for me that like jump right out. And fighting games, I think, are where I go to first. I don't know why, but anyone remember Voldo from Soul Calibur?
Yes. Creepy.
The wrestler?
No, creepy.
No,
dude,
he had like the mask on, and it was definitely like the first exposure I remember as a kid to like any sort of like fetish anything. Yeah, it was an interesting. They made some interesting choices with Voldo.
What?
Yeah, you definitely had
Google it while we watch
the S&M.
Kiwi, why don't you Google it while we watch? We could just see what image results you find.
That's Voldo. I totally forgot about him.
Okay, right off the bat. Oh yeah, what?
Yeah.
Like,
are you guys Googling him right now?
Type this,
He has the
Voldo
S&M mask.
Voldo and then rule space 34. Hit enter.
Oh my god.
But see, he walks around backwards and he does weird moves. Like he'll jump on you and hump you.
Very Silent Hill meets Dominatrix, like.
And then to follow that up, Tingle from Zelda. I don't know what was happening there, but nothing good.
Well, Tingle's dressed just like all the other elves. It's just the way he rocks it.
I don't like it.
It's the mannerisms.
I don't know if I've ever really paid that much attention to the outfits. I mean, most of the games I play don't have like characters like that. Maybe I'm not sure. I mean, the only times I can really recall like thinking about the outfit of a character is if it's a woman barely dressed for no reason at all, and then I'm like, why did you do that? But I can't think of like any specific character or game.
Bad ones, yeah.
That classic trope of like the more advanced the armor, the less there is, right?
Mm.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're just wearing like a jar on your head and running around in underwear with a sword.
Yeah. I mean, they got some cool Elden Ring hats,
What about Harry Potter? The Harry Potter game.
I mean, classic robes.
You wear
What do you got against Harry Potter?
Not the robes per se, but they had some ugly accessories, and when you
it's the wizarding world.
I liked a few of them. I liked,
there were some ugly ones. I was just like, this is atrocious.
Hey,
it was
should
like,
we all get out our outfits we were wearing in 9th grade?
Yeah.
They're not great.
True.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go against my fandom. So everyone knows, what is my fandom? Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
All right. And I'm going to go against my fandom here. but I'm going to have to call this dude out because it is atrocious. It is diabolical. As the kids say these days, it is a violation. Final Fantasy X. Can you guys think of who I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, I played X2 quite a bit. I don't think I spent too much time on 10.
All right. Go ahead and Google Final Fantasy X Titus. Tidus.
Titus.
I love him as a character. I love playing the game. But what is up with that outfit? That
leg
is
short.
overalls
One
with a
leg,
blue shoulder pad and a yellow cut off midriff shirt. Like, what is going on here?
That's just when you start running out of options and you start piecing things together.
His character name should be Laundry Day.
and then his pants. He has he has shorts on the left side, and then he has pants on the right side. Like, what's going on, bro?
It's 3/4 pants, so it's like bare calf and then all the way up like high thigh with a chain wallet.
That does sound like a violation.
It's pretty
And a chain wallet. And a chain wallet, right? I love the game. Don't hate me. Don't come after me, Titus. Come on, bro.
Well, those bright yellow waterproof Timbos or whatever he's wearing too, or
waterproof Timbos. Yeah. Now his sword was awesome, but his outfit, no.
Well, the weapons, video game weapons, they're always good. They're always over the top. They're always cool, and it makes up for the unusual outfit.
All right. Do we have any other final submissions before we move on to the next topic? Before we get to the juicy one,
I got nothing.
Oh,
Well, what is the juicy one? I'm very interested.
Well, do you guys want to get into the juicy topic, or do you guys want to go for another fun topic?
Well, I just want to call out Blanca, honorable mention, by the way.
Willy Wonka?
And Zangief for having an
What's
outfit
wrong
that
with
is just
Blanca?
chest hair.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I love Blanca, but Zangief's whole outfit was just chest hair, which I can appreciate.
All
Oh,
right.
you're talking about Willy Wonka. I was like, man, the top hat was great.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a fun topic. How about that? We'll do a fun topic. And Ayla, you may not remember this, but maybe you've heard stories about this. And I'm going to show you a day in the life of when there was releases at GameStops.
Releases.
I remember that.
Oh.
So this was PlayStation 2, y'all.
God. Look at that.
Well, people
Dang.
a little entertainment system.
There's me. The
Oh my
plaid,
God.
Dr. Pepper.
For the PlayStation,
the plaid pajamas.
the best entertainment system to hit the world. It's going to be great.
That dude is
This
so
is my
high.
nephew. My son's on his way. Yeah, actually, it's his birthday present.
It's one of those things you've been waiting for forever. When it comes.
That looks like John.
Thanks.
He invented Facebook shortly after this.
How did that guy get Botox in 1995?
The kitty.
It's the next evolution of PlayStation, and they're doing it right from the beginning. Backward compatibility, allowing you to play the old games, so your PlayStation doesn't die. You don't have to buy new game cartridges. SMITTIE Smith.
Oh, yeah. Is that when Blu-ray first came out?
Hey, boss cat.
15 seconds here. Want to get a countdown from you? Let's go. 10, 9,
Look at that line.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 at a time.
Now grab your game and get the hell out of here.
I don't know why you brought the kitty.
Whenever they bring up
Everybody on the East
Why
Coast
not?
is already
the
playing.
area over there.
Trying to rev
Are you
nerds
really
up, man. Not easy.
Oh, that box. I remember that box.
One of like the very first ones.
I've been waiting for
Yeah.
because I read PlayStation magazines and then I heard the concept of it. Then it said check your local video game store, see if you can reserve yours.
Dude,
Oh, it's so
did you
good.
catch that? He heard about it through a PlayStation magazine. Yeah,
Game
you know,
Informer
he didn't find it
will
on
let you know.
Twitter. He didn't find it on Facebook. He found it on a PlayStation magazine. That's how he found out about
yeah.
PlayStation 2.
Magazine.
Oh, I love it. I worked at a GameStop for the Halo 3 drop.
Wow.
And so I did the midnight release for Halo 3,
Yeah.
and that was epic. We had a DJ, we had food, we were streaming the New York release where they had Master Chief and everybody coming down the
Yeah.
street. They did the parade, and that was by far the most epic one. And I got to take the life-size cardboard cutout home. So
I took a life-size card for StarCraft 2
how good was
because I remember they did give away those at the GameStop releases.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Justin, I had
time.
one for Final Fantasy VII. I had a Cloud Strife. God, I wish I had held on to that one, man. Oh,
Dude, that's probably worth some money
good. Yes.
for that release.
Yeah, whoever has it now.
Yeah. Ayla, did you do any releases?
I was a little young to do them myself, and I had brothers, so, you know, they were kind of the gamers in the household, and I would watch them play Halo. So I do remember the Halo 3 release. Again, we weren't there, but I do, like, remember all the hype and stuff. Very cool. But I did not, unfortunately, have the privilege to participate. Would love to do that now, but obviously they don't really exist anymore, unfortunately.
What do you think of that? Just curious. I
loved GameStop as a kid. I always wanted to work at GameStop. I felt like I didn't know enough to work at GameStop, and I still feel like that sometimes. But I really like physical games. I have a CD. I built my PC, and I put a CD player in there because I just want to be able to do that. And I like vintage games. I have a PS2 and a bunch of PS2 games. So yeah, vintage games. I want to it's the start of my collection, right? I want to have all of them. So, you know, it's a bummer. I like to have the CD cases and I mean, obviously it makes so much more sense to have everything online, but I do enjoy the CDs because then you can pass it around to friends and stuff too, and you can't do that anymore. And it's a bummer. Yep. Co-op, the split screen co-op. Where's that? Bring that back. What the heck?
Yeah.
Stop looking at my screen.
Yeah, we had to build those cardboard cutouts so we couldn't look at our screens.
We would do
Justin, someone has to sit.
Oh yeah, with duct tape. Justin, you recently made a physical game acquisition, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the Final Fantasy 3.
Pixar didn't happen.
What's that?
Pixar didn't happen. Let's see it.
Oh man, John, I
was
doing this before the show. I didn't want to I was going to make an announcement on LinkedIn, but I guess
we can edit this out.
If you're watching
before this releases, you
my
can
new
just
child was born.
This is my by far number one best collection, complete in box. Hopefully a graded 9.0. I'll let you guys know if it's a 9.0. If it's a 9.0, I hit the jackpot.
I didn't even know that you could grade physical games like that. I just only ever heard of grading for card games like Magic and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Super Mario game graded 9.0 was 2 million, and then an 8.0 was 1 million. So it could be $1 million difference just for that one grade.
Wow. I do have a physical game on my desk right now. It is this one. I bought it. Yeah, I bought it because it has the same name as the game that I am making, and it's old. It's early 2000s. Play first, mobile game before mobile games existed. Very simple, puzzle game. But it's got a cute little box. Look how cute that is. I want to put that on a shelf, you know?
Cute. Yeah, you should definitely plaque it, or you should definitely grade it. Grade your own game. There you go.
It was $6 on eBay, so I think
grade everything.
No, that's great. I love that. I was just talking about someone today about credits and video games and how I had to make my plaque. For my credits, because sometimes the video game companies will take your name out of the credits if you no longer work there. So I was credited, fortunately, with Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4.
Nice.
Which I was very proud of. I think I'm still in the credits, but I will still have my plaque if I'm not.
Nice.
Very nice, sir.
I know we were talking about AAA and indie games, and I do have a large soft spot for Blizzard, despite all the things that they do. But Diablo, I'm a huge Diablo fan, huge World of Warcraft fan. I enjoy Overwatch. I'm not actually too terrible at it, and that's kind of why I enjoy it, because it's the only one of that type of game that I'm not terrible at. What other game? I have never really played StarCraft, though, but World of Warcraft is one of the first games that I really played as a kid.
Yeah, Diablo, Glenn Rain is a good friend of mine. Maybe we got to have him on the show one time. He's the lead artist for all that beautiful artwork you see in Diablo.
Diablo is gorgeous.
Love the artist.
It is.
Love the artists. They probably don't get as much recognition as they should.
They almost created a genre of art, the high fantasy horror blend.
Yeah. Horror, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was blessed enough to be able to tour Blizzard during the museum featuring Diablo 4. So I got to see all the art and stuff for that. It was super sick. I love Diablo.
BlizzCon. The last year of BlizzCon, John and I went, which they stopped.
Maybe the last BlizzCon ever.
I know.
BlizzCon was old. Last Well, that's the rumor. Last BlizzCon ever.
They
But
canceled 24.
yeah, they canceled 24 because of the budget, and they said they don't know if they're ever going to do a BlizzCon again.
No, I want to go to BlizzCon.
But we saw some amazing Diablo. Remember those Diablo paintings? The actual paintings
Yeah.
all around. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, they were like actual like a acrylic on canvas, like paintings that people
Yeah,
did.
they were actual paintings. Yeah,
Crazy.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Somebody's got those up in their game room or their little den right now.
Oh yeah, they do give it away. They sell them. I remember
sell
when they
them.
would give away every year. They'll call it like they're just like the overstock collection drive, and you just go up to your car, you drive your car in a line, and you're waiting in line, and you just get a plastic bag and you fill it up with as much stuff as you want. And I would just grab T-shirts, hoodies, swords. I even got like a Genji statue from it too. As well.
Wow.
So they do that every year. It's cool. Blizzard was. I love working at Blizzard. All right. Do we have any other last comments about the GameStop tradition?
Well,
Bring it back.
bring it back.
Bring it back.
And
Buy those
give me what my
stocks.
game is worth. Yeah.
To the moon.
To the moon.
All right. We're gonna do one more fun topic before we get into the controversial
Juice.
topic here. The juicy juice, the tea,
The Zoft.
the tea.
Tang.
All right. This one is our favorite.
Duke Nukem.
The Halo
All
series.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There
boy.
we go.
I already got my tickets.
Newest clip.
Huey J.
Wolverine versus Sabretooth.
Just watched this morning.
Oh my God. Sabretooth
Eyebrows.
is ready to die. Wait. Time! You look ridiculous. People have waited decades for this fight. It's not going to be easy. Baby knife, you shoot the double, you take him down. Side control, then full mount, and you ground and pound till he makes no sound because he's dead. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Okay, good luck. I'm a huge fan. Who's next?
I thought he wasn't going to do any more Wolverine movies.
He wasn't.
He wasn't.
He got with Deadpool.
He got a divorce and he's like, all right.
He probably
I
read
can't
the
wait.
script.
Got to
and
make
was
that
like,
money
okay.
back that he lost
Yep.
50% of, I guess.
He got some alimony to pay.
Yeah. But good timing. They're going to save not only, the whole Marvel franchise is going to get saved by this movie. That's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Can anything save the
100%.
Marvel franchise? Is that?
It's a good kickstart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
fair.
the next dynasty, the Kang dynasty. I mean, it just started off in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just did.
I haven't.
But-
I don't think I've seen a Marvel movie in several years. It's simply too much. Too much.
It's what you remember.
I mean, you can't beat
nothing's
Endgame.
changed.
Yeah, that's I,
It's Endgame.
and I know that, and I know that nothing's changed and nothing's new and nothing. Yeah, it's just
Loki.
I don't have time.
I would say watch the Loki series. That
Loki-
was
Loki
great.
was good.
It's
I watched
smart,
the first
intelligent.
season of Loki and it was good, and then I started watching the second season and I wasn't that into it, and I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Same.
No, I agree with you on that.
I feel like they just require too much work. Like you have to watch so much
I know,
to
I
understand
missed,
what anything means.
I missed 2 movies, and then all of a sudden I missed a million, and I have to watch all of them in a certain order, and I'm like, okay, that's too much.
Well, that's what they
Lifestyle.
said. They said they're not going to do that anymore. They're going to make it stupid simple. They're not going to make it forced where you have to watch it in order. That's what they said they're going to do.
I just hope they take a page from 97's success
Yes.
and say, let's stick to the formula.
Yes.
Let's keep this what people love: action, clean story, big visuals. Go.
Because you can watch X-Men 97 almost any episode. Just jump in, and you'll be caught up, and you'll be like, "This is a fun episode I watched."
John, have you watched it yet, or are you talking from our experience?
4 episodes.
Trailers.
Based
Step up
upon
for trailers.
inferring. No, yeah, I've watched 5 episodes.
Hey, that's good. Episode 5
Hey,
is
that's
when
good.
it gets rough.
It's so good. I'm literally we talked about cereal in our last episode. I almost bought a box of Trix to just eat it and watch the show.
There you go.
Good stuff.
I mean, so Wolverine and Sabretooth, iconic villains. I remember when I was a little kid at Comic Cons, my dad was going to buy me the first appearance of Sabretooth versus Wolverine. I mean, that's how long they've just been at it. It's the most iconic fight ever. And if you're not a comic book reader, Sabretooth is probably the most vicious, evil villain out there. If you ever know anything about Sabretooth, the real Sabretooth, he does diabolical things. I remember reading one comic book where there was, Wolverine's children, Wolverine's wife, Wolverine, multiverses of him. And Sabretooth would literally do the most worst humanly possible things to all of everyone that he loved except for him, and then tie up Wolverine so he can watch it all. It was just like disgusting.
Wow.
I can't wait for this fight.
Better, or like is he more evil or less evil than Don Flamingo from One Piece? Because that's what I'm watching right now, and he's the worst.
They're both crazy. They're both, ice.
But Sabretooth
cold.
is fixated. It's only on...
Yes, he's fixated only on Wolverine. You're absolutely right.
You know what I always thought would be a great crossover was if Carnage, that symbiote, got onto Sabretooth. Like that level of sadism plus that level of power.
Because he's already like feral.
Yeah.
Well, they did team up versus Wolverine and Spider-Man. They did team up. And actually, that Sabretooth was way crazier than Carnage, believe it or not. Carnage gave
Was that
up.
a Maximum Carnage?
No, that was a multiverse. It was actually a 2024 comic.
Whoa.
Well, anyways, a little nerdy there. But shall we dig into the hot tea of the week?
I've been waiting for it, Justin. What is it?
Spill it. Juice. I mean tea.
All right. Now, I don't know if you guys are up to speed
Probably
on
not.
things.
Yeah, not likely.
I am actually up to speed on this.
Yeah.
I am actually up to speed on this.
So,
Wow,
YouTube has suspended monetization on
Justin.
Dr. Disrespect channel amongst the continuing reports of his 2020 ban from Twitch and his alleged sexual explicit messages to a minor.
This guy
goes on.
Just
If you haven't read his ban, he actually shared a tweet and where he actually admitted were there a Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Now, this part is what's throwing everybody off. And then he goes to say, were there real intentions behind these messages? He goes, and absolutely not. But I think,
What does that mean, Dr. Disrespect?
yeah. So most of his friends, like Ninja's not his friend, but an acquaintance, Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, just pretty much anybody right now in the streaming world, Asmongold is saying, if it's one thing if he was doing those Twitch messages and then he finds out they're a minor and says, we're stopping this conversation. But to find out they're a minor and to continue those conversations, that's where they're having an issue with.
Well, here's the thing: is he didn't even say he didn't know they were a minor, and that's like the first thing they all say is that I didn't know they were a minor. Whether or not that's true, that's what they say, and he never said that, as far as I'm aware. He's never like, I didn't know their age. I would obviously love to see those DMs because I'm sure he is downplaying whatever it is. If it was enough for like Twitch to what did Twitch like? Was it reported or did they go into his DMs and see this themselves?
Yeah, see, that's where so Twitch didn't make an announcement. It was actually he was just banned, and Dr. Disrespect got super mad about it, and that's where the lawsuit came from.
Yeah, and he got paid out.
Because why did you dig into my personal DMs in order to make that decision of banning me? And then so Twitch was like, yeah, you're right. But we didn't make the announcement that we found it through your DMs. They were like, well, now I know. And so that's why he won that lawsuit. But the reason why it was leaked now is because people who got laid off, shocker, two disgruntled laid off employees. I don't know if they're disgruntled, but they're just like, you know what? We're laid off. Fuck that. We're no longer with Twitch. Here's the tea.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't see how there's any excuse to be inappropriately talking to a minor as a 30, 40-year-old man, married man. That's literally insane.
And see, and it wasn't just talking to a minor, it was sexually graphic messages that made Twitch uncomfortable to make that ban.
Yeah. And he's not even he's really not even defending himself.
And he was married at the time, I think, right?
Yeah, and that was the same year. It was the same year that he got caught cheating at TwitchCon.
And both times he got caught on stream, by the way. Rough.
Why do these people think that they can just get away with it? What?
Power, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. One less person. Maybe he's not a predator yet, but one less person who is on a really dark trajectory, who's no longer in a position of influence. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, completely.
Well, speaking of influence, so if you guys remember, he has this whole brand of Midnight Society, which is the 80s retro techno music, which I love. You know, like Time Cop 1983 is my favorite band. He has that 80s music channel. He gets sponsored by Gillette. He's sponsored by the 49ers to make those type of 80s Midnight Society type of content. And he also has a gaming studio where he was making a game, just like Fortnite and Apex. Forgot what it's called, Reloaded or something, but it is through Midnight Games Studio, which he founded with another Blizzard employee, another Ubisoft employee. You know, all these big gaming studios, which Ayla, which I think you can relate to this. You know, he started his own studio, poured all his sweat, brand, and tears into the Midnight Society, the whole 1980s type of vibe, retro gamer vibe, and now it's shot down all because of that.
You know, and I think I have some really good advice for Dr. Disrespect and people like him. It's actually really easy to not sext minors. It's actually really simple. Not hard to do at all. Surprising, I know.
Yeah, it'll save you a lot of time and energy and sponsorships in the end if you just...
When you're about to, don't.
Just don't.
Just play some video
Try
games.
that instead. Maybe go kiss your wife. I don't know.
I had my Playboy days, you know, where I would go on had like 4 different type of girlfriends at one time, and I was just being like a player, right? So even if I was a player, right, even if I was like, you know, just prowling, minor, just
I assume none of those were minors.
Once you hit a minor, like you just say no. It's an absolute no. Like there's no excuse.
Yeah,
just absolutely none.
And these days specifically, you're always being watched. You're always being recorded.
Yeah.
You're always being listened to, especially if you're in that kind of chair where you have audience and following and everything. Everything is scrutinized, from like what you ate for breakfast. Like, so of course, something like this, how did you think it was just going to go unnoticed? You know?
Honestly, as obsolete as privacy is, I think we should all just operate with the understanding that we'll be held accountable for anything that we do.
Yeah.
If you ever end up in a position where that could be valuable information against you, like the thing you did 20 years ago, it will count, especially if it's...
Now that I'm like in this, for the first time in my life, I'm in a position where people are looking at me and somewhat know who I am. And, you know, it's like I'm always making sure that I'm doing things correctly. But it's also not hard to do things correctly and morally. And I haven't found myself in a situation where I'm like, I wonder if I should hide this from the public or, you know, do something sketchy like that. And I just simply don't understand. I mean, I'm sorry, if you're sexting minors, you're a pedophile. I don't care if you didn't meet up, you know, I don't care if there were no images sent. Who in their right mind is interested in sexting a minor?
Yeah,
it's just not.
It's like as soon as I'm thinking like, you know, the conversation, like, you know, he's being a player. He's just like, that's how he got caught, because he was cheating on his wife. He met them all at TwitchCon. But okay, so he's doing all these messages, and then he's just like, you know, and then that girl responds, "But I'm 17," and then he continues to like, I just don't get, like, as soon as I hear "but I'm 17," okay, bye, sorry, I didn't know, I was just being a horn dog. I'm moving on to my next person, you know. But
was her age confirmed? I haven't seen anything confirming the age.
He confirmed it.
Okay.
Yeah, the minor,
was I talking to a minor?
said it,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like, was she like 17, like her actual age? Because I've heard some people say she was 17, but I haven't seen any actual confirmation of that. But I've seen some people be like,
that's still grooming. 17?
No, it's still 17.
Yeah.
But I've seen some people say like, oh, 17 is not okay, but once they turn 18 and go on OnlyFans, that's okay. And I'm like, I don't think anyone who thinks 17 is not okay also thinks that 18-year-old OnlyFans is okay. Just because it's legal doesn't mean we're happy with it. You know, it doesn't mean like everyone's chill with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to judge, and I don't want this being a judging conversation like, oh, he's a bad person because he's a cheater. He's a bad person because, you know, I think we can all agree that just the minor conversation and the minor, you know, involvement is just inexcusable. Just a big no.
You're free to not judge. As the woman here, I'm gonna judge. He's sexted a minor and he cheated on his gorgeous wife, and he's a man in a position of extreme power. He's a bad person. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to judge Judy like all day long.
Yeah.
You log into his Twitch that day, and he's hey, this is Chris Hansen's live stream.
Yeah. Why don't you have a seat, Dr. Disrespect?
Oh man, where is he? Where is Chris Hansen these days?
He did a cameo. So I watch a streamer called Pay Money Wubby. I don't know if anyone is aware of him, but the only reason I'm up to date with this whole Dr. Disrespect thing, I didn't even watch Dr. Disrespect. I've never seen anything. It's because Wubby was talking about it on his stream. But apparently someone cameoed Chris Hansen and like made him say stuff to Dr. Disrespect or something. I can't remember what was exactly in the cameo, but they made like Chris Hansen talk to him about it. It was pretty funny.
Ooh, that is hilarious.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Woof.
That's pretty bad. I mean, when you're like you said, Ayla, when you're in that position of power, or notoriety and famous, there does come that certain level of responsibility. Like I remember when I was a recruiter for Blizzard and I would go all Elite Defense, and
a huge position of power.
Even though I wear my wedding ring and I talk about my wife all the time, and you know, there were girls who try to take advantage of like me being a recruiter and trying to, you know, use the flirtatious side and stuff like that. But and again, not to judge anyone out there, but for me personally, I was like, you know, no, you got to draw the line.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're trying to say is like when you're in that position of power, it doesn't matter, you know, if you're president or whatnot, you have to understand that it will come around, it will be shown out there, and you can't abuse that position of power.
Yeah, and in that kind of position too, the biggest thing, you know, like they taught us in the military and stuff like that, right, is that you're not just representing yourself anymore at that level. You're representing the gaming community, your studio that you just started, anybody that's really affiliated to a certain degree, you know, it's hurting everybody around you.
Yeah.
Your family, the people you volunteer with.
Yeah.
The people you worked with before. Yeah, Yeah. And there's certain mistakes that people can make that are just, you know, beyond the pale. And this is one of those.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That studio is going to hit. They're going to get that scarlet letter, even though they made the right decision of, you know, removing him, but they're still going to get that scarlet letter, and they're always going to be branded.
That's crazy that studio didn't know about this before. Like they didn't ask him, "Hey, why were you banned from Twitch?"
It does beg the question, right?
Someone brought that up.
Of like, will the public ever find out?
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think they did know that something happened because of that Twitch ban, and then someone said like, "Oh, you knew about, you know, you had him on payroll, you had him as a partner, but it took you 24 hours to do your own investigation to remove him." Like, how are we supposed to believe that? You know, did they have good intentions?
The Twitch ban happened years ago, so why didn't they investigate this?
It happened in 2020.
Yeah, literally years ago.
Yeah.
So
4 years ago during
But only
COVID.
only when this came public did the company be like, "Oh,
right,
look into this." And I'm not saying that they knew before. Obviously, I don't know if they did. But if I were in that company and my founder was banned from Twitch, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up with that? Like, what's going on there?"
Well, I'll tell you, with certain press appearances that I've been part of, and this is nothing even big, there is extensive background checking that takes place now. Like, there's morality clauses, there is social media and ethics checks.
That's what it should be.
And like you sign papers that basically say like if you did something that violates this, even posthumously, like you will probably come after you because you could damage our brand. To your point, Kiwi, with affiliation. So honestly, I think the more we make this a thing, the more the next person sees this and stops for a second when they're about to send that text message and says, "Wait, like think about the guy with the mustache." And I'm not just talking about Dr. Disrespect. Most, you know, I'm not going to say most people with mustaches don't grow a mustache and don't do that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why are you even in the position of possibly sending that message? You know, like, how is that? Exactly. How did you even get there? Maybe you should reflect on that.
A little more gaming, a little less haktua.
I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I'm in a possibly sexual conversation with a minor. You know, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me, but I've never been there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No.
I mean, so now, obviously, YouTube came out and made a statement saying they're suspending his monetization. His studio kicked him out. Gillette removed his sponsorship. Well, actually, that's not confirmed, but they did say it. And then confirmed 49ers removed the sponsorship. And then, of course, his crew that he plays with on streaming, Nick Merckx and Tim Tatman, flat out went ahead and disassociated themselves with it. It doesn't look like he's bouncing back after this.
No.
And his what I've seen from his statements is he's very like, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm like, maybe you should just retire to Costa Rica, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to go.
You know, part of the problem is we live in an era where, like, it truly is the only bad press is no press. Like, and I'll just call it out. There's certain political candidates where no matter how bad the news is, there's just more attention. And we keep feeding into the cycle of so long as people are watching, right? So long as people are watching you. And we're all talking about him right now. We just talked about him for like 15 minutes. We wouldn't have done this, right? So, like, we have to, I think, as a community, come together and say, not here, not us. Never watching you again, bud.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because to be fair for him, he did bounce back. When he went through the cheating scandal, they all thought it was over, but he bounced back from it. He took time off. He said he went through couple counseling, and then I actually watched his first stream back. It was like a huge event. I was like, okay, what's he going to say? How is he going to bounce back from this? And he bounced back from it.
You know, it's
Well, it's
one
a different
thing,
story,
one
right?
thing
Yeah.
for consenting adults. Like, it's one thing to cheat on your wife with a fellow adult. You know, I get that. I'm sure that there was still some power imbalance there, but that's one thing. You're adults, okay? You know, you get a divorce, you get over it. It doesn't have to affect your streaming career, right? But this is a child, you know?
This has a minimum sentencing guideline.
Yeah, this is illegal, you know?
Yeah.
And he's all like, no criminal charges were ever filed. But we know that that's not, we all know that the justice system isn't, you know, catered towards those who actually need it. It's catered towards, you know, the white.
Yeah, I mean, as a disclaimer, he didn't meet up with this person. Absolutely. But he, again.
We don't know that he didn't meet up. We don't know that.
Well, yeah.
Or
we don't know.
Like, just because this one person's one DM has come out, like, I'm not going to say that he's never talked to any other minors. It's not something that I see you do again.
Another Me Too.
Hopefully.
Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Well,
what? I told you it was some tea.
It was
There was a lot. There was a lot going
I didn't see
on.
that coming with the news. I can't believe I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, it's the hot topic. Besides the Drake and Kendrick Lamar thing.
That feels like that was an eon ago.
We already know Drake is a pedophile too, so that's not that's old news.
I mean, to your point, John, too, and I'll say this before we finish out and close out. It is sad and unfortunate, you know, with the bad news, people do get more famous.
Yeah.
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio, or look at Scott Disick. They are known to groom. They are known to groom. They are known to talk to these girls when they're 17, and then they suddenly date them when they're 18.
Yeah, it's super gross.
But are they canceled? Absolutely not.
They should be.
They are not canceled.
Leonardo DiCaprio is gross. He's not even hot anymore either. He's just gross.
I'm glad you can say that.
Can you not say that? I guess not. Yeah, I will.
I mean, if I say that, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Justin, you know, you like men now."
I mean, you can tell
you
when
can recognize the fact that he's not attractive and not be construed.
Yeah, you can be straight.
Okay. I will say this then: Romeo and Juliet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Leo was hot back then.
He was a hot young man. He's no longer.
I loved his hair back then. It was the middle part, skater cut.
Lean into it, man.
There you go.
Let's go.
Good.
I'm secure in my manhood. But you're absolutely right. It's unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate that these people,
they get a
you can't literally hide within a year and then come back and people forget about it.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Well, it's just because, unfortunately, we live in this era where, like, reality is what we cumulatively believe. We don't fact check anything anymore. So, yeah, I hope that we all remember this one.
This is controversial. I still remember, and this will never go away, Ariana Grande.
Oh, the donut liquor?
Licking the donuts?
Yes, the donut liquor?
Yes. And she made fun of Americans.
That's an atrocity.
She was a 17-year-old. She was just being a kid. She was being a crazy kid.
that could have canceled
when
her.
you don't forget that some little girl licked a donut.
No, she licked the donut, the spit on it, where another person bought the donut and ate it, and she also called out Americans, saying, oh, "Look at these Americans, they suck. I never want to be American."
Hey man, I don't want to be American either. I feel her there. I'm trying to not be here anymore.
Cut to November.
Yeah.
Say that in front of my peacemaker.
Yeah. That's funny.
I can't see. Is there anyone on your shirt, Kiwi?
Anyone?
Is there a character on your shirt? I can't see them.
Yeah, just the big red blob. No, that's Peacemaker and his trusty sidekick, whatever the hell his name was. It's not Eagly, so it's
Peacemaker,
not really
man.
important.
Mortal Kombat 4 too. He was on Mortal Kombat. The new one. All right. Well, I'm going to tie it up here. Some great topics today here. Tied up with Indie Game Studio. How I love how indie games started. This game actually started off with 6 developers. I remember actually watching this game being built, and I was just like, "This is a crazy good concept. I hope they do well." And now they're featured on Xbox. It's the #1 game right now on Xbox. They got AAA funding. Yay! So indie game studios, yes, they can rise above, and I love that. We got Ayla here representing. So let's take a look at this clip and
drum roll.
And let's talk. The John Cena theme song is stuck in my head, by the way.
Oh. Whoa. Oh yeah.
Oh,
so
I love that.
I love it.
Oh.
It reminds me of the old, like the Toy Story game, and the little Army Men game and all that. Like,
yes,
that's all. There was a game on the Dreamcast too, where you could play as all these different toys, like planes and helicopters and things.
That's what it was. It was the Army toy soldiers. The little dinosaur. I remember that same dinosaur I had from one of my like GI Joes or something like that, or He-Man. But it's the whole nostalgia thing of playing in a bedroom or a backyard, and it's the fun concept of toys like Fortnite. But 6 developers made that game.
What's it called? What's the studio called?
The one back in the day is called Toy Commander. Is this also Toy Commander?
No, it's not Toy Commander, but it's like it. I'm sorry, I just totally exited out of my screen.
Sweet plug.
Because I've never seen this game before. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
it's called Hypercharge. Hypercharge, everyone. Hypercharge.
Hypercharge.
By whom?
Wish listing. Yeah.
I'm asking the hard
I am
question.
a bad host. She's like, by whom and who is it? Hypercharge Unboxed. It is out on Nintendo too. Nintendo as well. Steam. Steam has it for 9.9 out of 10. Metacritic is 80%. Developers are Digital Cyber Cherries. I love that name. Digital Cyber Cherries.
Cool.
The game was made in 2020.
Wow.
COVID.
Hey, is that an Unreal freebie probably, or a Unity?
Oh, actually, it was made in 2017. It released on Indie 2020, and then it finally got picked up AAA 2024. Look at that! Look at that timeline.
Wow.
Just if you love something, stick with it.
Stick with it.
Yep.
It's my entire future just flashing before my eyes.
There you go.
Is there anything that we can wish list from your studio?
I wish.
Or that we should watch for?
Yeah, watch us anywhere. We don't have a Steam page yet. We're so early in development. Obviously, we're on LinkedIn, Cave Bear Games, but we're also on TikTok, and we're going to be releasing more TikTok. So we would love some TikTok followers on Cave Bear Games. And then we're on Twitter. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Reddit. I don't think we posted anything on Reddit, but we will. And then we have a Discord as well. So join our Discord. That'd be cool.
My advice is, so we'll definitely put the links when the video comes out and make sure you get all the love. My advice is definitely document your journey. For the ones that I've been posting who've been documenting the journey, especially the indie game studios, where they celebrated pushing that button is on the Steam store, day one. Those go viral. People love seeing authenticity. They love seeing the hard work, the Cinderella story of, just like this. Yeah. Here it is, 2017, after Dr. Disrespect, DM'd the minor and got cheating. They started working on this game.
Yeah.
They started working on this game.
Yeah.
We don't need to associate the two, but
Yeah, no, I'll tell my my social media manager, but I'll like later today. I'm doing an interview with my social media manager about how we formed for our first devlog. So that'll be fun. We definitely plan on documenting the process. A, because it's fun and we want people to see it, but B, because we also want to show the process of making an indie game, so it's easier on people to make an indie game in the future.
I love it.
Yeah,
we'll have to have
Yeah,
you
I
back
love that.
and we'll play test.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll play live on TikTok or something.
Yeah, it's not. We'll see if it's a good game to stream. It's a bit slow. It's an idle game, but happy to have you guys play test.
Oh yeah,
Review it. You do a stream, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we'll review it,
like the one we did. J-Dubs.
Yeah. Jealous about that, but we'll definitely do one coming up because we just hit our 1,000 followers on TikTok, so now we can live stream on TikTok.
Very cool.
So we're waiting to play a game. We're thinking about the Turtles one. They want Helldivers, but I'm not a huge Helldivers
I say Mario
player.
Party.
Justin's resisting freedom.
I'm resisting.
Just
Maybe
take
we'll
one
play
for the team.
Maybe we'll play
Take the
Hypercharge.
L.
Take the L.
Maybe we'll play Hypercharge. How about that?
Oh, that would be. I would like to play that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play
We should-
Hypercharge.
You know what? I would totally be down with only indie games. Like I would 100%
Yeah.
be. Even though Justin just said he does not want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is with you? What's you against indies, Justin? What's that about?
It's not me against indies. It's my preference, and don't shame me
He
for my
has
preference.
standards.
Don't shame me if John likes to get
He's not playing the right indie games.
the generic Frosted Flakes. I like to get the real Frosted Flakes. I mean, that's just the difference.
All he cares about
He
is
likes the Walmart brand socks. I like
All right.
Louis Vuitton
I got
socks.
teased for being the kid with the holes in his pants in grade school. I don't mind it now.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
John.
my preference. But no, I love watching Helldivers. I love watching the game. I actually watch it on Twitch. My favorite streamers play it all the time. That's how I know about the game. That's how I'm able to talk about it. But me personally playing it, no.
You could watch me, Ayla, and Kiwi play with randos, and then you could commentate.
I'll be the host.
You be the commentator. Yeah,
I'll be the commentator. Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
See,
Ayla, are you?
I have not played Helldivers, and I'm terrible at shooters, but I'll play it.
There you go.
It's actually not that hard a game. Like it's easy, like quick to learn. It's a ton of fun. They killed it.
I've heard that they killed it. I watched my partner play a little bit.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. Well, just to wrap up here, I know we went through a lot of different emotions today in this podcast, but we have an amazing special guest, Ayla. Thank you so much
It's
for coming
Naruto,
on the show
actually.
here.
His name is Naruto.
No,
He's the special guest.
Thank you, Narnar.
no.
That's a cute nickname. It's
Can you
cute.
give me Emily Rudd's autograph signature, please? Naruto, please.
Yeah. Can you get that for
She's
him?
Nami. She's Nami from One Piece.
Yeah.
That's my crush.
That's cute. I would love to get that.
Yeah, she's awesome. But yeah, any final thoughts, any final words of wisdom? I know we went through a whole bunch of emotions, so it can be a good final thought.
Final
or we can
word
talk
of
about
wisdom
something.
to everyone listening, everyone watching: don't sext minors.
You heard it first.
God.
You heard it here first.
Oh boy!
I hope to God you did not hear it here.
Can you imagine? That'd be crazy.
John, what about you?
I feel that there's no follow up necessary after that one. I second the notion infinitely
closing.
times 10 to the
Thank you,
23rd.
John. You're an
There you
ally
go.
for sure.
So we got the co-sign from John. All right, Kiwi, what about you?
I'll go in a lighter direction. Support your local indie artists.
Yes.
Download their games, support their studios. Games for Love and myself, and we've got some stuff up our sleeves. I'll fill you guys in on, and support those indies. They make
Yeah.
good shit.
Support those indies.
Heck yeah.
Despite the indie hate we're hearing in this podcast.
And
There's no indie
probably don't
There's no
text
indie.
minors
Probably.
inappropriately. Yeah.
You know what, Kiwi? I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna hit the back 3 times and actually say something then to follow up your message of hope. If you watched a debate and you didn't like it, cool, vote.
Yeah, fair.
Ooh.
Vote. Just vote.
Okay.
Whoever you are, whatever you think, vote.
Vote.
That's all there is
Okay.
to it.
All right.
Bunch of altruistic geeks around here.
Vote.
I'll leave it up to yeah, support your indies. The Hypercharge game looks very great, and there's a lot of hopefully new hope and faith out there in the job market. And while everyone's struggling, just make sure to check in with your fellow homies, see how they're doing. Just say hi. You don't have to try to solve all their problems. They don't expect you to solve the problems, but they do appreciate once you just say, hey, hi, how's it going? It's been a while. Just like how I got Ayla on the show. It's been a while since I last saw you from GamesBeat, where John, actually, I don't think we mentioned this. John, Ayla, and myself was at GamesBeat, and we were just kicking it with a bunch of other nerds, and it was a great time.
It was a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. So with that being said, thank you again for episode 13, everyone. We're super excited for episode 14 next. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Peace out.